Hey everyone, today we have the 2021 Mercedes-AMG GLB 35. Now, if you're not familiar with Mercedes lineup, the GLB is a pretty interesting model. It's positioned between the GLA, which is Mercedes' smallest CUV, and a compact GLC, but unlike those two, it offers an optional third row of seats. It's offered in two variants, the base 221 horsepower GLB 250 and a 302 horsepower GLB 35 that you see here. So, what differs the AMG from the base model? Well, you get more powerful engine, 8-speed DCT, AMG-tuned 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, performance suspension setup with adaptive dampers, and more aggressive styling. Alright, so I know you're probably eager to learn how it all works together, so let's get the GLB 35 on the road and see how it drives. Alright, so let's start with the powertrain. The engine. The turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 that powers the GLB is pretty impressive. It makes 302 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, and it's crazy how well this engine delivers power and how refined it is. There's a bit of turbo lag, but once the motor reaches 3000 RPM, it really gets the GLB going. 0 to 60 takes a little over 5 seconds, but it feels much quicker than that. The power goes to all wheels via an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, which is also great. In sport mode, the shifts are very aggressive and quick, and the logic in automatic mode is good. At the same time, it's very smooth in comfort mode, almost like a CVT. The fuel economy is reasonable for a 300 horsepower performance-oriented CUV. During my week with the GLB 35, I averaged 22 miles per gallon in the city, 28 on highway, and 25 combined. Now, the GLB is based on a front-wheel drive architecture, which also underpins models like the E-Class or a GLA, but the wheelbase has been extended to give it extra practicality. The chassis consists of what you typically see in the segment: the McPherson struts in the front, multi-link suspension in the back, and the adaptive dampers. Now, despite the adaptive dampers, no matter what mode you're in, the suspension is on a stiffer side and you're gonna feel that on broken pavement. But you know what? I expect that from an AMG model. Now the question is, does it drive like a true AMG? Well, even though it's a CUV, it does. The GLB 35 handles exceptionally well, and I'm not afraid to say that it outperforms pretty much every single non-performance sedan or hatchback. It feels like the car has endless amount of grip, the body roll is very minimal, and I was shocked how stable and predictable it is. The all-wheel drive system along with traction and stability control are also well programmed, and a variable ratio steering provides great precision and feedback, so you know exactly what's going on with the front wheels. Having said that, the GLB 35 is not only about the performance. It's a car that you're going to drive every day, so you might be interested in what driver assist features it has. When it comes to that, the GLB gets automatic braking with pedestrian detection, attention assist, and blind spot monitoring standard. If you opt for a $1,700 driver assistance package, you will get things like full speed adaptive cruise control with route-based speed adaptation and active steering assist, lane keeping assist with lane centering and active lane change, rear cross traffic alert with automatic braking or evasive steering assist. Typically for Mercedes, all safety systems work very well and aren't intrusive, so I always kept them on. Now with that, let's take a look inside the GLB. The interior of the GLB is very interesting to say the least. When I first looked at it, I couldn't believe that Mercedes designed something like that. There's a lot of going on, but typically for a German car, the ergonomics are great and it should take you just a little bit of time to figure out the core functions. Some of the materials are not up to the standards of bigger Mercedes models, but they are totally acceptable for this segment. The customizable ambient lighting is a nice touch and it makes the cabin look more upscale at night. Something that probably caught your attention are two 10.25-inch displays. The first one is a very customizable gauge cluster, and the second one is your infotainment running MBUX, which is one of the best infotainments in the industry. It is intuitive, easy to use, and you can interact with it in 3 different ways: via a touchscreen, touchpad, or a controller on the steering wheel. The optional Burmester audio produces a very good sound quality, and it's well worth $800 that it costs. The front seats are a good balance of comfort and support. I mean, they are relatively supportive but could use more bolstering or at least adjustable bolsters. Now moving to the back, the second row offers tons of headroom and legroom, and you can move the seats up for more cargo space or legroom for the passengers in the third row. Yes, you can also get an optional third row of seats, which is very unusual for this segment, but I can imagine it's suitable only for small kids. Thanks to the boxy shape, the trunk has a lot of usable space. It offers 22 cubic feet of space with the seats up and 62 after folding them down. The Mercedes-AMG GLB 35 is a very practical small CUV that doesn't feel like one. When you take it on a curvy back road, it feels nimble like a hot hedge, but thanks to its practicality, you can even use it, and I know it's a bold statement, as a family SUV. The only competition that I can think of is a BMW X2 M35i, but it's not as practical as the GLB, and the last time I drove the pre-facelift model, I didn't like the driving dynamics. Pricing of the GLB starts at $38,850 for a base 221 horsepower front-wheel drive 250 model, and all-wheel drive is a $2,000 option. The GLB 35 starts at $49,500, and my tester was priced at $61,310. If you wonder how I would spec out my GLB, click the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.